Hi, I'm Mark, and this is my journey through tarot. Come on. Well, today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about world news stories for this very day. We're going to go to the Middle East, the Gaza conflict. We're going to talk about Iran and the nuclear program, Europe, Ukraine. U.S. stopped shipping weapons. Asia, the prime minister was suspended. The Americas, Trump's mega bill, will it pass? And lawyers describe torture and mistreatment in that El Salvador mega prison. Was that what was really going on? And then in Africa, there's some accusations involving witchcraft with fatalities. Wish I could talk. But anyway, that's what we're going to talk about. So I hope you like the video. If you like the video, please do like the video. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And thank you very much for watching. So we're going to get into world news and lots to cover. I mean, it seems like things couldn't be going worse. We're going to use this Tarot Grand Lux by Cairo Marchetti, and it's a great deck. And you know, like I always say, I tell you more about these cards at the end of the video if you're interested. I don't sell them, I just display them for you. I don't get paid for talking about the cards. But yeah, all over the world, it seems like it's just a mess everywhere. But I guess it would be, wouldn't it? There's always going to, in a planet, there's always going to be conflict going on in lots of places at the same time. I guess the thing is, maybe a lot of folks feel like there's earth-shattering change going on for us, and we're kind of living through some amazing times. We may not see the result of what's going on now, but folks who are just starting up, and certainly babies and children, they'll grow up in a completely different place than you and I recognize. But before we talk about any of it, let's just take a moment for meditation. Okay, so all the bad things going on in the world. It's a shame I can't read on good things, huh? But we'll tackle them one bad thing at a time. So the Middle East, the Gaza conflict, the head of the Norwegian Refugee Council warns that 2.1 million lives in Gaza are on the brink as fuel runs out. So this situation with fuel not being able to get through to Gaza, is that going to cause, how many? 2.1 million. Is that going to cause hundreds of people, let's just say hundreds of people, to perish? 3 cards. Doesn't seem like enough of a read for that major of a problem. But we'll see. So, folks, Gaza can't get fuel, or significant numbers going to die. Death card. First card up is the death card. Well, it doesn't always mean death, but we're talking about death. And death is the end of one cycle and the beginning of something else. You can see that death in this depiction, this kind of freaks me out. In this depiction, death is represented by this masked demon, this, I presume, crow, because this is a medieval kind of tarot, and then, but at the same thing, a promise of some sort of a white rose. So that's the new beginning. So, yeah, people are going to die. Wow, this is the 9 of coins, and the 9 of coins usually speaks about someone who's very privileged. You know, coins are value or worth, and I see 2 possible meanings here for this. The Nine of Coins is usually showing someone who's so very privileged that they have everything plus more. This person in this the depiction at this time in history has a trained raven with a hood over its head. This is a sort of a throwaway of valuable money that you could only do if you were very, very, very wealthy and had a lot of worth. So are people going to die? Yeah, and someone will benefit from it. Oof. And then the Two of Swords. So, with just a few cards, this reading has really addressed the issue. Swords are truth, justice, rules, and law. The Two of Swords is choosing which way you're going to go. This female here is peering through a cloak, kind of a veil with an obscure vision of what's happening in the future. So it's not a clear choice as to what's the best way to go, but there will be significant numbers of people dying in Gaza because of this fuel not being able to get through. Wow, that was very direct and to the point. So let's go to Iran. So U.S. strikes have degraded their nuclear program, U.S. says, and they say they won't retaliate, but they will continue to enrich uranium. So Iran says they won't retaliate. Will Iran retaliate beyond what they've already done? They struck a U.S. base in a sistering country there. So will Iran actually look for some sort of retaliation against the United States for this nuclear enrichment situation that's going on? And here we have the King of Coins, a lot of value. So this is very important for Iran, at least this arguing point anyway. And it's the Fool card, the very next one up. So the Fool represents a couple things. Someone wandering off into the future without any much guidance or thought for how things are going to work out. Just devil may care. And I think this is what Iran is doing. They're just bluffing. And then here we have the 5, 6, 7, 8 of Swords. Swords are truth, justice, rules, and law. The 8 of Swords is just a heavy, almost feeling like you're trapped by all of that truth, justice, rules, and law. This is Iran, again, feeling trapped by the things that are truth, that are justice, that are rules, and that are law. So, yeah, they're going to be... Will they retaliate against the U.S.? Final card is the Queen of Cups. No, there will be compassion. So, for whatever reason, either compassion for their own, realizing they can't win, or compassion for the people here, which I don't think is what it is. It's not how those folks' religious brains work. There will be compassion. So that's interesting. So don't expect any direct retaliation to the continental U.S. is what I would say. Probably Hawaii or Alaska too. Now Europe, Ukraine, U.S. froze weapons to Ukraine. Will that be the cause, the actual cause of Ukraine losing this war with Russia? U.S. froze shipments of some weapons. I'm not sure what exactly. And imagine doing that to a country in the middle of a war. What possible good reason could there be? So will that cause Ukraine to lose the war in 3 cards? Huh. Let's see. So we start here with the Page of Coin. Page has very little value, but they're still at the foot of the royal court, and coin is value, or actually money. And so it's not to say that the United States contribution of the weapons wasn't important, but it had the importance of a page. Okay, so it's not as crazy important as it might have been at one point. And here we have the 4 of Wands. The 4 of Wands are actions, plans, forward movement. And the 4 of Wands represents sort of a celebration. You can see it's almost like a little bridal celebration here. And for me, the 4 of Wands is a smaller celebration onto something grander. So, no, there hasn't been a problem. And then the final one here is a 5, 6, 7, 8 of coins. That's learning your craft. And I think Ukraine has just really honed in on how to get other countries involved in the cause, and how to fight this war, because Russia is so technologically backward. Interesting in that regard, anyway. So, no, that's not going to be the cause. As a matter of fact, from that reading, I would say it's very doubtful that Ukraine will lose this war, at least not anytime soon. Then let's go over to Europe. So that was Europe. So now we go to Asia. Thailand. Oh, the Thailand Prime Minister was suspended. I just know that. I don't know why she was suspended or what the details of that are, but there's a lot of, it seems to me like a difficult time for Thailand's Prime Minister to be suspended. If she was particularly, I guess you might say, liberal, or in the best favor of Thailand's independence, I don't know. But so is this going to be a death blow to Thailand? Will this be the beginning of the end for Thailand, and they'll have to be submissive to China? As China would say, China already believes that Thailand belongs to them, and U.S. says no, they're independent, as does Thailand. Well, we have the Two of Cups here. Okay, so this is, cups are emotion, compassion, heartfelt situations. That's what the Two of Cups represents. We have a lot of that depicted in this card, with the ocean right here, and then the two beautiful cups, hands intertwined. No, there's some sort of there's something okay going on here, a partnership. Then we have the Three of Swords, which is heartbreak. Okay, so truth, justice, rules, and law. This Prime Minister being suspended is heartbreaking in the regard of those values. And then the final card here is the Six of Swords, moving out of troubled water. Again, swords being truth, justice, rules, and law. And the Six of Swords, and it even depicts a kind of a woman here with someone being protected behind them, or submissive behind them, with somebody maneuvering that boat right on the edge of trouble. So no, I think they will be okay with whatever partnerships they've developed in the world. This is heartbreaking what happened, and it's a part of moving them into less troubled water. Did I have anything else? I think maybe it was Africa. Let's see. So that was Asia. The Americas. Trump. I'm not going to read on the Trump. Okay, I will, because I mentioned it in the thing. The Trump's mega bill. Will it pass? The big bad bill. Will it pass? The big bad bill for the United States. Will it pass in the end? So this is going to go out on Saturday morning, so it may already have been voted on by then. I'm doing this on Thursday, before Saturday, and before the bill has passed, if it's going to. First card up, coins. So the Six of Coins, doling out money to the appropriate people. Yeah, it's going to pass. That's what the bill does. It appropriates money here, there, and everywhere. And that's the first card up. The second card is the 5, 6, 7 of Wands, which is defending oneself. Wands are actions, plans, forward movement. So this is, for me, this is the bill. All these forward movements attacking this one gallant person with a protection. It's going to pass. And then the Nine of Swords is truth. Swords are truth, justice, rules, and law. Nine of Swords is a nightmare, and it is a nightmare, and it will pass. Did I have anything else? I thought I had something about Africa on that list, because I just want to address everything I said I would. Americas, El Salvador, and then Africa. So two more things. So El Salvador, the mega prison. Lawyers say that the people being held there are tortured and mistreated. Is that true? The El Salvador mega prison, have the prisoners been tortured and mistreated? El Salvador prison, is it true what the lawyers have said? So this is the Ace of Cups, so a big cup of compassion here. Interesting. Perhaps not. The Tower card. So this is destruction. So this is total annihilation, collapse. And the good thing is that something good starts after that, but still. So there's an Ace of Cups, which is a big dose of compassion, but there is a collapse. And the Three of Cups is a coming together in a compassionate way. So maybe, sometimes something has to get worse before it gets better. So I think that's what's going on here. Yeah, there's stuff going on there, but it will work out better. I don't say that it will work out perfectly, but it will work out better with some sort of cooperation somehow. And then the final thing was the Africa accusations. Oh my goodness. So Africa, I don't know where in Africa, but there was an incident which indicated witchcraft, and there were fertilities. So is there truth? Real. I don't mean, did they think it was true that they thought that was separate, and so they said that? No. Is there actual truth in the allegation of witchcraft in the Africa situation? 3 cards. Is there truth in that allegation of witchcraft, which resulted in some fatalities? So we had the 5, 6, 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords is a theft and betrayal. Theft and betrayal with a couple of swords left at the window to guide. And this person looks sneaky, running off with the sword. So theft and betrayal. That says lies to me. The Knight of Wands. Wands are actions, plans, forward movement. So there's a knight. He's the fighter for the royal court. He's fighting for this forward movement. Witchcraft, is it true? Look at this. And then the Moon card, the secret's being revealed. So that's the Moon, and this is the secret's being revealed. So let's say it. So there was betrayal here, okay, regarding the rules, the truth, justice, the law. I see this as witchcraft. That entity itself will fight with forward movement, with actions, and secrets were revealed. So I think there's something in it. I think probably there's something in it. Hey, I'm going to show you the cards now. Hang on a minute. So this is the Grand Lux Tarot by Cairo Marchetti. And these are great cards. They come in a really nice box, which is one of the first things you hear me say all the time when it is a nice box. It's even lined on the inside, with cardboard, but a colored cardboard. And so if you got this little box, you think, oh, well, this is something nice going to be in this box. And in fact, it is. The instruction booklet is just black and white. It's a good quality, though. I mean, it'll hold up. And typically in these little instruction booklets, they'll tell you how this deck came to be and why the images are interpreted the way they suggest they be interpreted. There's quite a few pages about that, and then you get to the actual divination of the cards, and they're pretty straightforward. They've got a little bit of a story to each divination, which is annoying to me, but some people may like that. And so you've got it there, and it's just in the one language, in English. So the cards themselves, they're a nice weight. They're easy to handle. Okay, they're maybe a little bigger than some tarot cards like this. This riffle shuffle works pretty well. There's nothing outstanding about the back except that it is attractive. But the cards are in this kind of well, you decide what it looks like. They're beautiful cards, and the depictions are easy to interpret as to whether how it fits into the Rider-Waite interpretation system, I guess you could say. So they're pleasant to work with. They've got beautiful images. They're not particularly antique, but they're nice cards. I like to spread them out like this so that you get to see more cards, because when I was just being a viewer, that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see more of the cards that the reader was using. I don't get paid for doing this. This also is a good way, if you're working with someone or playing around, have them spread the cards out like this, and you kind of get their involvement, their commitment to the process, and maybe some might say a little bit of their energy in the cards. But so this is the Tarot Grand Lux. They're great. I love them.